Welcome back to Positive Parenting. Today, we're going to wrap up talking about time and how when we spend time with our kids, we can make sure that it's positive and that we're helping our kids learn social skills so they can be successful in life and beyond. So if you missed the T and the I, check out our earlier videos to get caught up on that. But if you've already seen those, today we're talking about the M and the E in time, which stand for monitor and encourage. So when we're spending time with our kids and we know what we talked to them about, we instructed them on something, we then want to monitor and make sure they're able to follow through with the thing that we taught them and they're doing well. And then we want to encourage them to continue to try, even if they're having a hard time with that social skill. Going along with when we teach kids following instructions, what I would do to monitor that is just be aware when I gave them the instruction, how they're doing in following it. So if I asked Sarah, my kid, to take out the trash and said, Sarah, will you take the trash out? She looked at me, said, okay, and just did it right away. I monitored and I saw her do that. When she came back, I would encourage her and say, way to go, Sarah. You just followed that instruction like a champ, right? Maybe when I ask her brother, Tommy, to take the trash out, he has a little bit of a hard time. He says, all right, I'll do it in a couple minutes. And I'm like, Tommy, when I give you an instruction, I just want you to look at me and say, okay, I appreciate that you're going to do it in a couple minutes, but now's the best time. And then he says, okay, Mom, I'm going to go do it. I would encourage that. Even though I had to remind him again, I monitored, saw that he wasn't getting it, corrected him, and then encouraged the behavior. So when we're spending time with our kids, pay attention to the things they're doing. They're good things, monitor those things, and help and encourage them to continue those behaviors with the praise that we talked about in other videos. This general just kind of being in tune, watching our kids, seeing how they do to monitor, and then just giving them that praise is enough for a lot of them and enough for most social skills they're learning. But some kids need a little extra monitoring or encouragement in order for them to really master the skills. And for these kids, what we can do is we can create a behavior chart. This is a great way to make sure we're monitoring them and giving them that reward and that encouragement they need to really own what they're doing. I'm going to show 2 examples of a way you could set up a behavior chart with your kid. You can go to the store and buy fancy charts. They sell them at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Etsy. You can go on Pinterest and print out a free one if you'd like. You can also just grab a piece of paper or a dry erase board and make one yourself. Here's an example of a behavior chart. So you'll see here that this has the information for my child. It has the skills I want them to work on to get better. And then each day I would just add a smiley face if they were able to do that, which is, went to their class, logged in, followed instructions the first time, and went to bed on time. You can see this kiddo is still struggling with bedtime. When this kiddo would get 10 smiley faces, they get a prize, something to encourage that behavior because they need a little more support. You can do it by days, which is the way this one's done. Or you can just do it by behaviors and give them something to put on it. So the same thing, created a check-in chart, put the skills, and every time I would see my child do this skill, like share the toy, accept a no answer, and chew with their mouth closed, I would give them a star to incentivize and encourage. And this would help me see how I'm monitoring. So my kiddo, Cody, is doing really good sharing toys and with chewing with his mouth closed. Accepting no, still struggling. So this helps me know maybe as a parent where I can spend some time and instruct him for future reference. So there you go. How do we do the M and the E in the time? Monitor, encourage. And you know how to do it informally, or if you need more support, how to create a chart. If behavior charts are something of interest and you'd like to see a little bit more on this monitoring and encouraging system, let us know in the comments below and we can do a bigger video on this. Well, thank you so much for spending so much time with me the past month, learning about time to spend with your kids. That wraps up our time segment. Join us next week for something new and let us know what you'd like to see.